Right, hello everyone. I have been traveling a few days now. Well, let's say a few days. It's a couple of weeks. So I've not been able to record. I've been trading, but not just had the time to record. So let me do another trade breakdown today. Hope you can pick up one or two things from it. Um, as it were, that will help in your trading. So over the past couple of weeks, we've been kind of bullish on GBPUSD. And if you look at our um, Telegram group for the 5TT Profit Club, been kind of bullish. Look, this was on the 16th, bullish, um, 24th, bullish when I had the time to post. Um, I was yesterday bullish mainly. And then today I had a few other trades today. Now I'm bearish, as it were. So let's kind of break down what I was looking at. So we can see the price has just been making, as it were, low, high, higher, low, right? And then this high kind of, it didn't take this out yet, but higher, low, higher, high, that has now taken this. Then we make another higher, low, then a higher, high, that's taking this. So it's bullish. Then we make a higher, low, and then a higher, high, right? Now, when this price moved, it came into this area here. And what's in this area, as it were? So this area here, when you kind of zoom back or go back in price, you notice that this was a major move here. So what we call a relevant move. So this is a high that has led to a low here. And in that process, it broke the structure, right, as it were. So that's relevant. And then somewhere around here, um, there are a couple of, you know, um, points of interest around here. So there's this here too, which is a fair value gap and a fair value gap here, right? But there was the same supply zone around here, right? And all that happening in um, premium, premium area. So yes, so it's all happening above 50. Right. So we now know that as price was approaching this, as price was approaching this, right, we were on the lookout for the price is in the sell, zone. Price obviously or price doesn't immediately start to drop in most cases. Sometimes it does, but in most cases it doesn't immediately start to drop. But we know that as we're in this area here, um, we could see some pullback. Yeah, it's possible that this price picks off and just goes all the way up here, even further, because when you measure this leg here, typically we get this leg being the same size as um, the next one, right? So price sometimes. So if you follow the AB equals to CD thinking in trading, then price could potentially come all the way back up here, right? But we don't know that yet. We don't know that yet. So we can only work with what we know now. And right now, we know that price is in the sell zone, and there's a potential that price might pull back. Now, this is the daily time frame. I don't show the daily time frame. I just use the daily time frame and the higher time frame as a way to know the directional bias for a short-term trade. All right. And so from there, I go down to H1, right? So following on from yesterday, price did something very, very funny yesterday. So it dropped massively in the first 2 hours of the London section, right? Took out all these lows here, all these lows, and then boom, came all the way up, right? When it did that, it actually came into this area here, which is right, a demand zone, and then took off from there, right? So we took some trades from here yesterday. I think it was around here. We now took some trades up to this point here, right? But today, when we saw what price was doing, The initial indication being that prices in this area here, so keep an eye open for some sell opportunities. So H1, I was kind of bearish on this, right? And if we drop down to say 15 minutes and see what price did during the Asian session, you will notice that, in fact, I'm going to go down all the way to 1 minute here to just kind of show why I did what I did today. So you can see what price started to do. So this high here pushed down to this low, gave an equal low. During the Asian session, I don't trade it, but it just gives us an idea of what is about to happen. There was some other build up here, right? Some other build up around here. But then if you notice, right, if you take this high to this low here, the premium area I like to take trades is around here, right? Right. And all those things happened and price didn't come back into it. However, later during the concession, price comes into this area here, pulls back one, replaces, pulls back up again, but doesn't take this out, right? And then starts to go down. So that's an indication that price is kind of bearish now. So he took out this, broke the structure, also broke the structure here. And then when London session opened, we had this pull down just before London session, start of London session, and then price pulled back up. Did not come anywhere near any of these. So I started to, think what's happening here. And then once it was 8 o'clock, right, price pulled down. So gave this move here from 7 o'clock, something like that. Yeah, 7 o'clock. We had this push to the downside, right? Now, typically, this is an entry setup, right? So once price gave us this move down here, broke structure here, and you see, took out Asian low, right? There's a break of structure there, right? This move is a relevant move, and price came. That was a clean trade, but I didn't take it there, by the way. It was a clean trade. So when you see this move here, clean trade, there's a fair value gap here. There's a clean fair value gap here. And also on top of it here, there is this supply zone here, right? So this area was full of orders, right? I didn't take this first move, right? I missed it, or I was waiting for 8 o'clock, right? So I missed that one, right? But if you had seen this and taken it, this would have been an easy win here. Stop loss there, only 6 pips, and just that push down, right? Delivered at least 2 to 1, 2.5 to 1, and then price pulls back in and delivered 3 to 1 easily. So even before I got onto this trade, there was already a 3 to 1 trade there, a 4 to 1 trade there. See, right? So that was a clean 4 to 1 trade. However, I didn't take that trade because I was waiting for 8 a.m. So once it was 8 a.m., I missed this trade. I was doing my exercise. I missed this trade. But the reality is you also have that move again. So that was a high, led to a low, and it broke the structure here. So immediately we established that we have a relevant move. So the question then is, what area are we going to be looking for price to take off from? So this area around here, which in essence is not a very clean zone, and there was this tiny gap in here, right? There's this fair value gap here that led to a gap down, right? But this area, if I use the Fibonacci tool, what I call my sweet spot. So this area here is my sweet spot, 61.8 to 78.6, right? I prefer to go around the middle here, right? So this was also a very clean trade to have taken, right? But obviously I missed that one as well. And if you are taking that trade, right? If you're taking that trade, that would have also been the entry from 70.5 around here. Stop loss above that area there, which is 6 pips again, and then that move down, deliver 3-1, right? So that's a clean trade as well, right? However, this was now the trade I took. So price now hit this area here, pulled back down, failed to take this out, it pulls back up, right? And then this move here then broke the structure and broke the structure here, right? So straight up, this became a relevant move for me, right? And so with that relevant move, we have this area here, which is again another block here, a sell order block there, all right? And that's it. So that's a supply order block there on field sell orders. And when you check that, I then took a trade here, right? And I had my stop loss all the way up here, simply because I didn't want to place my stop loss here, right? I wanted my stop loss to be up here. And something else I also did was I then marked out this area here. You see this fair value gap here. There was this fair value gap here, right? I also marked out this fair value gap here. Took that trade, expecting price to come all the way down to 3-1, which did not eventually happen immediately. So 3-1 would have been around here, right? So that didn't happen. And I was also looking at one area around here. So there was, you see this move here, right? It never really pulled back into my sweet spot area. So I marked out an area here that I was also, you know, expecting price to come into. Let's measure it properly. Right, so that's that low to that high there. So the 70.5 is around here. So clean area there. Right. So I was watching that area. So when price was coming down, I was anticipating that price was going to come and bounce here. But that didn't happen. Actually, that did not happen. Right. I was also watching this bit here. Right. That didn't happen immediately, as it were. So price came down, did 2-1. Once I was at 2-1, I moved my stop loss to break even. Yeah, at 2-1, right? Then price came all the way up. Now, check this out. Check this out. This price just tells you the story. So, what do we have here? We have this kind of trend line, right? Trend line here. And what did price do? Price came from this low, came to this high, took out some of the liquidity around here, right? So there's a trend line liquidity here. So took out some liquidity, came down, did not take this low, right? Instead, then pulls up. However, this low to this high is not relevant because it didn't take out a high. So waiting, no problem, waiting, right? However, what happened is if you were taking this as this was a change of character here, break of structure, break of structure, break of structure. So 3 break of structure there, and price came directly into the sweet spot area, which was really nice. So this would have been a nice buy entry, short-term buy entry, maybe looking for 3-1 maximum. And that delivered but I didn't take the trade again. The market just shows you these things, right? So I'm not constantly just watching this. Is later I've just seen that I could have taken this trade here. So this would have been about 5 pips. Right, it's less than 5 pips, but you could take 5 pips there, and you can see price came all the way and delivered about 7-1. That was a crazy trade, right? So I was waiting for price to show me some pullback around here, quick it didn't. So it just blew through this area here. So I wasn't interested. However, take a look at what price then did on H1, because I was watching that, right? So when you look at what price did on H1, right? Let's take out some of this, right? So take a look at that high. Let's clear some of this just to give some clarity. All right. So you can see, right? So you can see on the H1 what price has just done here. Right. Let's take this out. Right. So price came from here. This tiny pullback, then went back up again, but did not take out this high, and then pulled back. Then this move here, this high that led to this low, broke the structure here, took out Asian low as well, right? And then came here and did what it did. Immediately price came into this area, which is within our sweet spot zone on the H1 time frame. Immediately touched 70.5. I didn't sell immediately. I then looked. So I was on the M1 time frame. So once it did that, boom, came back down, came back up, did what it did here. It was this high. And this high led to this low that then broke the structure and broke the structure here. Right? Change of character, break of structure here. Then once I had this pullback here, that was my entry. You see? So that was my entry from here. I used a 10 pip stop loss on this. And that's it. This is what delivered. It delivered 5 to 1. But I took my partials at 3 to 1. So this was around 3 to 1 was around here. Can you see? Boom. And then we're currently at 7 to 1, I think. But I came out at 5 to 1. Right. So that is the trade breakdown on this one. It's currently at 7.2, 7 to 1. Right. So can you see how many opportunities the market delivered? Um, how many opportunities the market delivered in just one single day in both directions, right? If you know what you're looking for and you look for only those things and do only those things every time, just rinse and repeat, you'll do well. Okay. I hope this helps you out. If you want to learn more, you know how to reach us. Just look in the description of this video and come join our free Telegram group. And from there, you can ask me direct questions. If you want to reach us directly, reach me directly, then please come through to our social media handles and you can reach us from there. All right. Until next time, you take care now. Cheers.